Hey everybody, this is a Platinum Knight here with another live stream. I am officially going to live stream a part 2 of Death Stranding. I already made a part 1, and technically I already made a part 2, but I did it for my Video Game Awards of 2019, so you can go back and watch that, and if you want to know my thoughts. So yeah, let's do this. Oh, and for the record, I don't have a vehicle with me right now, so that's why I'm walking. But you know what though? There is a lot of things that I've been meaning to talk about for a very long time. I also have some updates when it comes to my video game channel, projects that I'm working on, and what to expect in the future. Alright, so I guess I should start off with, now you know what? I should let you guys know that I actually beat Death Stranding, so there's really, not a lot for me to do, story-wise, and because I beat the game, I'm just doing some extra stuff right now, which means there's not going to be any spoilers to Death Stranding whatsoever, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm just doing side missions and fixing some stuff up. Well, the first thing I should talk about is what is going to be my next video game review. And my next review is pretty much gonna have to be Bloodstained. And the reason why. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I just had to turn the volume down as I'm watching my own stream on my phone. So ignore that, god damn it. But yeah, my next video game review is going to have to be Bloodstained, because I've been meaning to review that game for so long, and because technically Bloodstained came out first than Death Stranding, and yes, I am going to review Death Stranding after Bloodstained, but right now I'm still somewhat taking my time with this game. So yeah, you can expect that. But for the most part, I'm currently working on my Bloodstained review. I am writing the script. So far I haven't really wrote anything for Death Stranding. But I will eventually. And there are, the next thing I should discuss or talk about is, drama topics. And here's the thing. I have been meaning to cover YouTube drama for so long, or e-drama is a better way to put it, for a while. Uh, the last time I talked about e-drama was, damn, last year? Um, I talked about, um, like, what did I talk about? Huh, I don't even remember. Oh yeah, the last time I covered E-drama was Zombie Unicorn and stuff like that, and Xbox's censorship, I think. I don't really remember all too well. But yeah, I did talk about some drama last year. It was something new that I wanted to do, and I thought that I was doing a good job. But the reason why I eventually had to stop was because you know, like, it was summertime, it was too hot for me to live stream, and I had to wait for it to cool down, and not to mention that I had to work on my Days Gone review and finish that up, and it was just something I couldn't do for a while. So that's the reason why you guys didn't hear me talk about drama for so long, and a lot of new games were coming out, and I had to focus on that too. So I really didn't have any time to do that. And god damn it, I got the wrong materials. But for this live stream, for my Death Stranding Part 2 stream, I want to cover a few loose ends that I've been meaning to talk about last year, which means this is pretty much going to be me covering up leftovers from 2019. Some of the stuff I want to discuss is to finish certain E-drama that's pretty much already done. But like I said, I couldn't talk about it for the longest time. So yeah, I got at least 5 topics that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the rest of I want to talk about the rest of ProJared. I want to talk about the rest of Zombie Unicorn. I also have new topics to talk about. I want to talk about Alinity and Belle Delphine. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. So yeah. What else did I wanted to talk about? I forgot what the 5th one was, but I'm gonna try to remember later on. Oh, that's right. Now I remember. Okay. I think I got this. Right now I'm just gonna play a little more of this, and that's when I'm gonna start talking about the rest of E-drama. Right now I'm going to fix up this zip line. There we go. I believe my next stop is going to have to be Hartman's lab. Oh man, but right now I can't really see how many materials is over there. But that's okay. I'll see for myself anyway. I pretty much have to go to Hartman's lab anyway, cause There are some packages I gotta deliver. Alright, there we go. Using the zip lines is so fun, and it makes the game a lot easier to get to places at certain times. Let's see. Shout out to KG13500. Thanks for the zipline, man. I really appreciate you placed one here. That was smart. Oh, and for the record, yes, I'm wearing the otter hat. I met Cohen O'Brien, and I got it. I don't know. I just like wearing it. It's funny to me. Wait a minute, by who? What structure? Shout out to, 13 Reeking Point? I don't know. Shout out to Keo Robon X. I think I'm gonna talk about ProJared first and what happened to his ex-wife. I think it's Heidi. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about ProJared first, after I deliver these packages. There we go.
Delivery complete. Displaying performance evaluation.
Oh, he's not there. Okay. There we go.
Cargo addressed to Porter awaiting collection.
Ooh, what'd I get? What the hell? Is that a new charm? Sweet! A crypto, bite.
Thank you for your continued support.
I don't think I'm gonna put it on, though.
Order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
Holy shit, dude. 1,135 likes? Thanks everybody, whoever liked it. Well, what's in here? Oh, sweet! Heartman has enough chemicals to finish my zip line. Let me double check. How much do I need? Let's see. I need, wow, 400 and, what, 480? Yeah. Hey, just a perfect amount. And if you're wondering why I have so many weapons, it's because, I was, BT hunting, which I'm gonna do, eventually. Load all, yes. Hold on, I'm very curious. I'm trying to also get a trophy where, you have to, like, upgrade, all structures to level 3. I was doing it right here. Is there any more? There's that watchtower, but for the most part I'm trying to complete this the most. Alright, I should probably talk about ProJared. Now, I know these topics are old, but like I said, I didn't get a chance to cover them, so that's why I'm doing it now. Well, pretty much what happened was ProJared is officially innocent. He's not the bad guy anymore. He is 100%, well, maybe not 100, but close enough. It turns out he really didn't sexually assault any underage kids. What happened was they pretty much uploaded revenge porn of him to make him look bad, and they were pretty much just false allegations. ProJared made his 1-hour video debunking it. He shows receipts, proof, evidence, all kinds of stuff that these young teenagers were lying. And, you know, I mean, I am the type of person that believes in, innocent until proven guilty, but in my defense, I did say allegedly that ProJared is a predator. And yeah, I know, I still treated it as if it did happen. That was my bad. But you've got to understand something, people. If ProJared would have made his defense video almost right after the allegations happened, then he would have not nearly have gotten the backlash as much as he did at that time. Why did it take so long? I kind of found out why it took him so long to defend himself. But guys, Jared, like in the near future, the moment you respond to your false allegations or if you're getting accused of something, the moment you give out any bit of response, and if it sucks or if it doesn't work or you fail to defend yourself, people are going to take that as your response. When ProJared was first accused of being a potential predator, yeah, I mean, that was his response, you know? His response were two shitty tweets that he made, and at the time, it was kind of safe to say that that was his response. That was his defense. God damn it. Need to put this away. So yeah, but you know what though? I'm really glad that ProJared is innocent. I'm glad that it turns out no one really got assaulted. And that's good, you know? But yeah, he made that 40-minute video detailing that one of them could have some serious mental health issues, so it makes sense. He exposed how the non-victims constantly kept on asking or wanting people to donate money to them, and it was just terrible. And I do apologize to ProJared for treating the situation as if that did happen. That was my bad, and I'll try to be a little bit more calmer. Yeah, I'm gonna do my best not to be, a reactionist next time, you know? But you know what, though? Here's the thing. Even though ProJared is innocent, at the same time, I'm not going to act like, he did well on his part either. Or I'm not going to sit here and say it also wasn't his fault how it escalated so bad. And from what I understand, the reason why it took so long for him to defend himself, or why does it take people so long to defend themselves, like Andy, Singapore, or if, I don't know how you pronounce his last name, but the reason why it takes so long is because, they are legally not obligated to do so. Um, so I have to assume Jared must have obviously tried to prove and settle his innocence in a court. But the problem with that is that also left him with no right to defend himself, so he couldn't legally do it. And that's bullshit, man. Really? You're not allowed to defend yourself? I mean, in my opinion, I think the moment you get accused of, rape or a serious crime, or the moment the accuser mentions your name publicly, I think it's also fair to say that, you should also defend yourself publicly. I mean, I can't believe it. And I don't like this idea that maybe because you defend yourself, therefore, the accuser doesn't need, to be punished, which, no, I mean, that's fucking horseshit, dude. It shouldn't work that way. I mean, especially if there's proof and evidence that, the accuser is lying, and holy shit, I have so much blood bags here. Um, but yeah, that's bullshit how, um, you don't get to discuss, certain things legally. I mean, can you imagine if it worked the other way around? Like, I mean, think about it. I mean, imagine if, somebody got raped, okay? And imagine if, it was proven that the rapist did do it for sure, but imagine if, the victim publicly defends themselves about it, you know? I mean, like, should, the victim also be legally not to defend themselves, or the rapist should not be punished because of it, because the victim already defended themselves, while the rapist is allowed to get out scot-free? I am pretty sure nobody would support that shit, you know? So why does it have to be like that, when it comes to, not defending yourself when you get accused? I don't know. But there is another thing I kinda wanna discuss too. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like that ProJared, was also smart about certain things. And in my opinion, people, he is still somewhat, how do I put this? Dumb, you know? I mean, he still set himself up to do that. He still, like, made a private Snapchat and everything. Like, I mean, the best way, if you go and watch Tipster's video when Jared was proven innocent, yeah, he pretty much set himself up, to be accused, you know? Now, I'm not saying he deserved to be accused for that, obviously not. But at the same time, he still set himself up for it, you know? So in a way, he was kind of dumb about it. But like I said, man, he didn't deserve to be accused of something that he didn't do, you know? And there there's other stuff that, I wanna talk about too on what happened with him cheating on Heidi. And the reason why he didn't really defend himself, against that either. And his excuse was the reason why he didn't want to talk about it in his defense video is because, it's no one's business, which, okay, that would be fine how it's really no one's business. But Jared, here's the problem with that. You would have Heidi in your videos, you know? You made Heidi part of your e-persona, so you can't just say that it's no one's business when you put her out publicly, you know? Of course people are gonna wonder what happened between you and her. I mean, I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. You post something publicly, then of course people are gonna ask questions. But you know what, though? He still has a point, though. At the end of the day, it is no one's business. And regardless if he cheated or not, at this point, I don't really care anymore. And like I said, this is such an old topic. But, yeah, there's my stance. And, when it comes to Heidi, she is really not all that innocent. I mean, I did say she wasn't really all that innocent in my other live stream, when I talked about this. But not only is she not innocent, she's also pretty dishonest too. Like, she actually made, a 1 hour defense video too, basically trying to make Jared look like a piece of shit, and she was trying to defend herself. She once said that, she didn't think Jared was a pedo. Meanwhile, on Twitter, she would constantly retweet the fake victim's tweets that he did it, you know? And it was just a terrible video, as a whole. Other YouTubers made other response videos debunking her defense video, and it just made Heidi look really, really bad. And it kind of sucks how there was a point when I was on her side. I felt, sympathy for her at one point. But yeah, is there anything else to talk about? Anything I need to tie? Uh, One thing I can talk about and that I found was really hypocritical about Jared was he once, he did say in his, defense video that, people, who talked about this were using his case to, like, virtual signal, I guess, to make it seem like that they're a better person than he is, or showing off their moral superiority. And you know what? He has a point, you know? But Jared, here's the problem with that. You've also virtue signaled too. I mean, on Twitter, you ended up calling yourself a feminist, you know? And when one of your fans was displeased by that, and you know, it is understandable why people would not be okay with you or anyone to consider themselves a feminist. Because I'm sorry to tell you this, or to any feminist that's listening to this, most feminists have been proven to be man-haters, you know? I mean, especially in 2020, like, even for the past 5 years or so, I mean, a lot of feminists have proven to be very hateful, sexist, inequality people, you know? And I know it's easy to say that, well, not all feminists are like that, sure, but most of them are, you know? And Jared, to call yourself a feminist to make it seem like you're better than everybody else, and when a fan confronted you about it, well, you know, that is virtue signaling, you know? And you told him, too. You told, that fan who confronted you about it, good, I'm a feminist now, as a jab. So, it's okay, for you to virtual signal, but it's wrong when people virtual signaled against you, you know? So I'm not going to, like, sit here and say that, there was no, karma involved, you know? And like I said, I'm not saying he deserved what he got, but I just thought that was very hypocritical, you know? He didn't like it when people virtue signaled about him, but it's okay for him to virtue signal as much as he wants. And it kind of makes me wonder if he's still a feminist, you know? And the reason why I wonder that is because, I mean, let's face it, most people that support false allegations the most are SJWs. Um, SJWs, PC elitists, and feminists, you know? Feminists are the ones responsible for the hashtag, just believe the victims, you know, without proof. So, yeah, I'm very curious to know, what his stance is on feminists now. Because when he was first falsely accused, the feminists were not on his side, you know? They didn't give him a chance. But yeah, like, once again, I'm glad that, Jared is innocent. And right now, because he lost a lot of subs, he lost so many subs, and most of his videos were heavily disliked. I'm glad that ProJared is making a comeback, you know? He's slowly, reaching his 1 million subscribers back. I'm looking at his channel right now. He just, uploaded a video on Dragon Strike, This was 2 days ago. So yeah, I'm glad that he's doing better now. And, I hope that one of these days, he will be in the position to be happy again. But I'm not going to sit here and let hypocrisy slide by, you know? So, okay. I guess that's all there is to say about ProJared. I'm not going to talk about him ever again. And the only reason why I'm talking about this case is because he somewhat has something to do with video games. He's a video game reviewer, and that's why I decided to talk about it. The whole James Charles thing was just out of left field. Um, there was no reason for me to talk about James Charles, but because there was somewhat convincing proof back then, and this is another case where it took way too long for someone to defend themselves. Um, I mean, yeah, and I said this before too. When it came to James Charles, it took him too long to defend himself, and a lot of people thought his response was that 8-minute video of him crying, you know? But for the most part, when I look back on it, there was no reason for me to bring him up. I apologize. From now on, I'm gonna do my best to bring stuff up that somewhat has something to do with video games. Alright. The next, what should I talk about next? Or what do I feel more comfortable talking about right now? I guess I can go ahead and finish off, what, Zombie Unicorn did, or something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the rest of Zombie Unicorn. So what happened was, just to recap, she went to E3 and filmed some, girls, just dancing on stage, looking sexy, you know? And poor Zombie Unicorn wasn't happy about that. Just women doing their jobs. She decided to record it and say that it was sexual objectification. And of course, she got a lot of backlash. Almost nobody agreed with her. And because of that, you know, instead of just being a normal fucking human being and just saying, hey guys, I'm sorry, I'm wrong, you know, it was just my bad. I should have thought about it through, and I'll do my best not to see everything as sexual objectification, you know? Just admit that you're wrong and own up to your mistakes. There's nothing wrong with that. I do it all the time. I kind of just did it from my past streams, and I'm clearing it up right now, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. I don't like people that think admitting you're wrong or making a mistake is what makes you look bad, you know? No, what really makes you look bad is not owning up to your mistakes or trying to act like that you're never wrong and you're always right. What Zombie Unicorn did last year was not only did she try to this day, she still tries to defend herself about that whole situation on what she did at E3, you know? Oh, shout out to Yo-Yoshi, everybody, for the Timefall shelter. But yeah, so what happened was, and this is another case why I would say that she's very privileged and doesn't really have too much room to make it seem like she has it so bad as a woman. She was invited to a convention, and what happened was there was this guy sitting in the front row at the where she was at the podium, and after it was over, after she was done speaking, this guy, I think he's a YouTuber, he was recording the whole speech, and then he then calls out to Zombie Unicorn. And keep in mind, he didn't cuss her out, he didn't say anything mean, he didn't, talk about, I don't think he even talked about the whole E3 incident. He was just messing around, and having fun. And Zombie Unicorn looked at the camera and accused them that he was harassing her, And it's like, what the fuck? Does she just see everything as an attack or something? Like, Zombie, you really, really need to learn the definition of harassment. If you think that someone just shouting your name and making fun of you is considered harassment, I mean, that's just not exactly the best way to live, And it pretty much confirms that you're a very insecure person. And I find it super ironic how you try to make yourself seem like you are this super strong, independent woman that can handle anything, and yet you decided to just say that what he did was harassment, He went to that con, Zombie. He paid for his ticket to be there, and he just so happened to be in the same room listening to what you had to say. He had every right to be there, Zombie. And yet you still made him out to be the bad guy. I mean, how ridiculous is that, And once again, to this very day, she still defends herself about the whole E3 thing. And she even, said that, one of the dancers on stage told her that she was glad that she did that. And I'm just like, what? Yeah, do you really expect people to believe that? That even one of the dancers came out and supported her? I have a feeling, that wasn't true. Either that, or she may have taken one of the dancers out of context. And once again, Zombie, that doesn't really matter, because another dancer also disagreed with you, So that works both ways. But for the most part, yeah, Zombie Unicorn really is not exactly the best person to look up to, She's just an insecure person, and I can't believe that people actually follow her. She has so many followers on Twitter, And it's like, what is so special about her? Or what does she do differently compared to other live streamers, you know? But whatever. I think that's all I had to say about Zombie Unicorn. I don't think I'm gonna talk about her anymore, or anytime soon. What else can I do? You know what? Why not? Well, I'm gonna go rest up. Holy shit, 8,000 likes? Shout out to Pedro? Pedro IL Canio, I guess? Yeah, shout out to him, everyone, for this private room. Enter private room, yes. And he has good taste in music. Alright, the next E-drama topic that I want to talk about is Alinity. But before I do that, I'm going to do a couple of things here in this private room. You know, one thing I want to know is, how do you change the color of your private room? Like, so far I haven't been able to find it. Let's see, should I take a shower? Yeah, I'll take a shower. Alright, Norman Reedus, I'm gonna do it. Some beer. I pretty much have to do this so that way he can get a nice stamina boost. Yeah, a stamina boost. And what did I get in the mail? Oh. Alrighty. I'm not gonna read all that for the sake of this live stream. Oh shit, that's right. Well, there is one spoiler, after beating the game, and that is finding out Baby's real name. So I apologize if I, kinda ruined it for some of you. Am I done here? Yeah, I think I'm done. Leave the private room. Alright, I guess I should start talking about the one and only Alinity. Or Alinity, sorry. And if you don't know who Alinity is, I believe she is the one who falsely copyright striked PewDiePie simply for calling her a name. Which, yeah, okay, fine. I mean, maybe it wasn't the most appropriate thing for PewDiePie to say to her, but that's still no reason to break copyright law, you know? I mean, you can't just copyright strike somebody because someone called you a name that you did not like, and that's what Alinity did, you know? But what happened last year was she threw her cat. And not only did she throw her cat, she was basically caught being somewhat abusive to her animals. I mean, maybe not severely, but yeah, she was caught throwing her cat over her shoulder. And hey, I understand. I can see why some people would say, well, okay, that's not really a big deal. Well, here's the problem though. This is Twitch we're talking about, you know? Twitch constantly bans people for stupid reasons. And, the thing is, somebody, pointed out, or pointed it out, that, there was this guy who, actually got banned for, accidentally dropping a fish, believe it or not. God damn it. Oh, I think I'm gonna die here. Alright, I'm gonna have to retreat for now. But yeah, it amazes me how, some people can get away with all sorts of things and not getting punished for it, you know? And, it's very clear that, you know, Alinity has certain privileges, over everybody else. And the thing is, too, a lot of people want to make it seem like that people were overreacting because she threw her cat over the shoulder. But what they fail to realize that even though, her cat, landed on its legs, I mean, that's still, like, no excuse. I mean, what people gotta understand is cats' legs are very fragile, and if you throw them too much, or if you keep like making them land on their legs all the time, well then of course they're gonna experience some consequences, you know? They're gonna face some pain. And the thing is, though, the reason why I know this is because my aunt once had a cat, and my cousins would constantly be throwing them, you know? And then it got to the point where the cat finally couldn't take it anymore, you know? And it got to the point where the cat started feeling pain. And yeah, cats' legs are very weak, people. Just because they land on their feet sometimes, that doesn't mean anything. You can injure a cat slowly for that. But it's not just her throwing her cat. There's videos of her kicking her dog and feeding her cat, what was it, vodka? I mean, yeah, she really isn't the best taking care of certain animals, you know? Now look, here's my stance. I don't believe she deserves to be banned permanently, but the thing is, because of other Twitch streamers that have been banned permanently for not doing things that were a big deal, so if Twitch is going to ban other people for doing stupid shit, then yeah, you know, permanently ban Alinity if that's going to be the case. But because she is a popular Twitch streamer, especially when it comes to being a female, you know, well then of course they deserve, or they should get the same treatment, you know? But that clearly just did not happen. And I really hate this idea that the only reason why people were mad at her for throwing her cat was because people were still mad about the whole PewDiePie situation. And you know, and what would have happened if there was something behind her when she threw it? What if there was a table behind her? What if her cat landed on something sharp or hard and not just the floor, you know? But yeah, like people try to defend her by saying it's because of the whole PewDiePie situation. And it's just like, well, okay, even if that was true, so, your point is, like, what exactly is your objection that, people can both be, mad about her falsely copyright striking PewDiePie and hitting and abusing some of her animals, you know? I mean, like, I don't get it, you know? Like, where exactly do you object to that? Or what is the point? I don't know. I don't get it. But you know what? I will say I'm glad that her animals are somewhat okay, or at least I hope they're okay. But, and I'm glad that, her cat, didn't get too much of vodka, in his or her mouth, or else, she would have died. But yeah, I mean, vodka is very toxic and poisonous to cats, you know? So, if somebody had to, come up and ask me, do I somewhat believe that, women have special privileges when it comes to Twitch or being a live streamer? Yeah, I would, like to think so. But you know what? That's not even a secret either. Because I remember I once saw H3's podcast, and him just flat out admitting that, yeah, Twitch does give out certain privileges to any popular live streamer, you know? And it's like, that's no secret. Twitch gives out special treatment to popular streamers, especially if you're a woman, you know? But hey, what can you do? Which is the reason why I'm talking about it, because, you know, it has to be talked about. And I guess that's really it for Alinity. I feel that she should have at least deserved a suspension. And you know what, if I'm not mistaken, but didn't it Alinity was caught saying the N-word? I think so. I kind of want to look it up right now. Let's see. I'm typing it on YouTube. Um, yes. Alinity says the N-word. She was caught saying the N-word, and I don't think, was she caught? Yeah. Um, she didn't, I don't believe she got banned or anything. Wow. Okay. I mean, that kind of sucks too. Alinity says the N-word, nothing happens to her, but a black man, can say, if he says the N-word, then he gets banned, you know? So it's okay for Alinity to say the N-word, but a black man can't, you know? And I've heard stories of that too. I've heard stories of certain black streamers that have a decent following, and they said the N-word, not with an ER at the end, um, just with the A, and they're the ones who get banned. So, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I do hope one of these days Alinity does face karma. And this happened not too long ago either. There was one point where she actually allowed one of her dogs to put his face right in her ass, you know? And to be fair, it was somewhat unintentional, but when it was happening, she was enjoying it, you know, and she didn't really do anything about it to stop her dog. So, I don't know. And Linity, she's a weirdo. Like, uh, and I think that's all there really is to it, you know? Not really much of a good person. At the end of the day, the only thing she cares about is herself and no one else. All she cares about is money and whatever benefits her. And I guess that's the way she's always gonna be. Upgrade structure. Yes. God damn it, I still don't have enough. Hmm. How much do I need? I need at least 540. Okay. I don't feel like taking down a camp right now. I feel like yeah, I'm not gonna go take over another mule camp. I'm just gonna try to like find some random special alloys somewhere. Which, by the way, fun fact, when it comes to alloys, I'm pretty sure Hideo got that from his other games like Metal Gear Solid 1. Um, the card to Rex was also made of alloy, so that's why he decided to make this a material for you to use in this game. Come on, there's gotta be Aloy somewhere. But you know what though? While I'm out here, I guess I could pick up, other things. Alright, the next, topic would have to be Belle Delphine? Or Belle Delphine? I don't know how you pronounce it. And yeah, I guess you could say I should have looked it up. Um, but the thing is, at the same time, I just don't really care that much about her to pronounce her name right. Just what happened with that whole bathwater situation was just really stupid. And I'm not talking about this topic to, like, make her look bad, because she already did that herself. But yeah, I mean, when it came to the whole bathwater situation, I remember the first time hearing about this, and I was actually more disappointed in some guys more than Belle thinking this was a great idea, you know? I mean, guys, what the fuck are you doing? Like, do you really think buying her bathwater is gonna get you a girlfriend or get you laid? Like, that's not how it works, guys. And hey, I understand. I get that there's some people out there that are just desperate, but buying bathwater is just ridiculous, you know? I mean, it's absurd. Let's see. I mean, guys, let me tell you something, okay? I mean, if you're really that desperate to get a girlfriend or just get a partner in general, then just start a dating website, you know? I mean, it's not that hard, guys. Like, you would be surprised that getting a girlfriend can be easy. All you gotta do is just go up to them and be honest, you know, and say, hey, I think you're interesting, and I would like to go out with you, you know? I mean, the best way to get someone is treat them how you would want to be treated, you know? Or treat them like you do with your friends. It's not that hard, guys. And you know, I heard that, some guy who bought, her bathwater, actually drank it and ended up in the hospital. Which, okay, I mean, that's stupid. And it's like, what are people thinking, though? But for the most part, I don't get it. I don't understand why dudes, bought her bathwater. And I know, like, some guys are gonna try to be a smartass towards me by saying, well, okay, Platinum, do you have a girlfriend? No, I don't, but that's the reason why I'm choosing not to, though. I mean, the reason why, I don't have a girlfriend is because I am consensually and choosing not to have one right now. And the reason why I'm currently choosing to be, single is because there's still a couple of things that I need to take care of, um, before I start dating again. Right now, I just don't have time for relationships, you know? right now I'm in a very bad place to have a girlfriend. But I will get back into dating eventually. And I do have a dating website, guys. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to tell you about my dating website or what sites do I use. But yeah, I can get a girlfriend anytime, but right now is just not the right time. As soon as I'm done finishing a couple of things, then I'll put myself out there a little bit more. And you know what? I am thinking of asking somebody out pretty soon. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. Okay, I believe there is only one more topic to talk about. Um, what was the last topic? Jesus Christ, I totally forgot again. I hate it when that happens. Brain fart. Hold on a minute. What was the last topic? Oh, okay. Now I remember the last topic. The last topic that I'm gonna talk about is, well, there is this, streamer, um, let's see. I'm sorry, guys. I know that, I should somewhat be prepared for these things, but, you know, sometimes I think that I am prepared only to forget, what I was going to talk about it. And sometimes my phone can be a little bit slow, so that's why it, like, takes me a while sometimes. But the next topic I want to talk about is that girl who has Tourette syndrome, and I think this was at the end of the year during December. Oh, there we go. Sweet Anita versus Little Chipmunk. Yeah, okay, there we go. But if you don't know who Sweet Anita is, she is a very popular live streamer who has Tourette syndrome. Um, and when it comes to her Tourette syndrome, she says a lot of inappropriate things, like, constantly cussing and saying how she has sex with her cat. I mean, I know some of you may think that's hilarious. um, but yeah, one day, her Tourette syndrome made her say the hard R-N word, you know? And obviously a bunch of morons got offended by it, by her saying the N-word. And the biggest and prime example that had a problem with it was another live streamer, saying that, oh, she was being hateful, you know? And she even said, I don't care if Sweet Anita has Tourette syndrome. She is still spreading hatred. And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you, little chipmunk? I mean, you're technically being hateful, uh, towards, people that have social issues, or mental health issues. And it's like, how stupid do you gotta be? If you know what Tourette's syndrome is, then you shouldn't really be complaining about a person with Tourette's saying the N-word. It's so stupid, and I can't believe that people actually try to cancel her because of that, you know? I mean, how ridiculous is that? And you know, little chipmunk, to be fair, she did try to apologize, but I don't know. I mean, her apology was kind of bland and a little bit condescending. And this is not me trying to cancel her either, or, I'm not saying I don't forgive her, but I mean, I do, but there's one thing that kind of like threw me off, and this is her apology. I'm apologizing for last night's actions. I wasn't in the right state of mind. Yeah, no shit. I was emotional and I didn't think it through. Yep, you sure did. And she says, sorry to anyone that I offended. And it's like, little chipmunk, no one was offended at what you said. People just thought it was really stupid. That's all. And I don't really think you realize how hypocritical you sounded trying to cancel Sweet Anita. I mean, I don't know, it was weird. But nobody was offended, though. People, started making fun of you because of how dumb you are, you know? And you know what? I have a feeling that deep down, little chipmunk is obviously jealous of, Sweet Anita's success. While Sweet Anita is popular because of her Tourette's and for playing video games, and keep in mind, Little Chipmunk is a boob tuber. She actually has to dress a little revealing, and I'm not saying there's a problem with that. But what I am trying to say is, you know, I'm pretty sure that she does have some jealousy to try to cancel her, knowing how popular Anita is, you know? So, it's just ridiculous, you know? And don't get me wrong, I mean, I can still somewhat understand. I mean, obviously, if Sweet Anita didn't have Tourette's syndrome, or if it turns out she was, normal after all, then fine, okay. But as far as we know, Sweet Anita she seems very legit, you know? I don't think she's faking it. I think she actually does have Tourette's syndrome. And if Sweet Anita was a normal person, then I could somewhat understand. But as long as they don't mean it in a racist way, I don't see a problem with that. And I guess that's really is to say about the whole Little Chipmunk versus Sweet Anita. Um, I like Sweet Anita. I have watched some of her live streams, and yeah, she can be very entertaining for who she is. Alright, guys, I think I pretty much talked about and discussed what I wanted to talk about. I said that, there is to say, um, yeah, it looks like I finally tied up all the loose ends from 2019. I will say that 2019 was definitely a crazy year, you know? It was. But at the same time, though, I mean, there have been other years that had even way more drama than last year. And I just hope that nothing too serious happens for this year, for 2020. And if it does, if there is drama to cover, if there is things to talk about, then I will discuss them. But you know what, though? There is one topic in particular. But the thing is, I don't know if I should talk about this. I mean, maybe I'll put it up to a vote or something. But one thing I do want to talk about is the whole Onision and the grooming allegations. But the reason why I kind of don't want to talk about it is Onision barely has anything to do with video games, you know? And I also don't want to look like that I'm gonna use his name for attention. But at the same time, I mean, it's been in my mind a lot recently. I kind of do want to talk about it, but I don't know how my friends or my audience or my subscribers would feel about that if I do decide to talk about it.
Thank you for your continued support.
Who knows? Maybe I'll talk about
Thank you
it.
for your contribution.
But that's about it, though. Maybe I'll talk about it, maybe I won't. But for the most part, I am gonna do my best to focus on video games. Enter private room. Yes. Come on. Alrighty. I'm just gonna take a shower and I'm gonna stop the live stream. Oh, and by the way, be sure I'm currently trying to upload the last chapter to my Resident Evil 4 walkthrough, so just be on the lookout for that. It is currently at 10%, because the last part to my RE4 walkthrough is 4 hours long, so it's pretty much gonna take all day for it to upload. But yeah, I got other stuff and projects coming up, people, and I promise you I'm gonna do my best to work hard, okay? Alright, everybody, that's it for this live stream. Thank you for joining me, or for those who end up watching this on YouTube. Peace out, everybody.